Hello everyone, this is part 2 video of metal detector Garrett ACE 250. In this video we'll talk more about computer block. I will show you how to use it. Also we'll show you how does metal detector reacts to different metals. In previous video we talked about a coil, general review about Garrett ACE 250, about pros and cons of metal detector. I also showed how to set up metal detector. So if you just came into this video and haven't seen part 1, what I would recommend you to go and watch part 1 before watching this video. I will leave a link in description box. Okay, let's get started. To turn on metal detector we have a power button here. Pressing it will turn on metal detector. When you turn on your metal detector, everything looks like you can see on this video. So we have this bar. This bar, it indicates what metals you can find. So for example, when you hit a metal target, another bar appears here indicating what kind of metal you have found. Above you can see description of a metal. So for example, you find some kind of metal, another little bar comes there, and above you can see under what description it falls. So for example, it says foil and iron. So if the bar appears there, you know that you have found a foil. Second bar meets metal. This description describes a gold and bronze metal readings. So if there is, for example, a bar here, it means that you have found gold or bronze target. And then what also we have here, we have silver. So if a reading falls here, for example, you know that you have found a silver object. On the left hand we have different modes that you can be searching. So for example, at the moment we are all metal, so it gives you an option to find all metals. You can change them using a mode button. So you can see there is minus and plus. Pressing plus it will go up, so because it was first on the list it went down to a coin, and pressing minus it will go down. So for example, we can change it to the jewelry. So what it happens is just gets rid of iron and foil readings. So if you hit a foil or iron reading, it will not beep you. Of course, you might be able to see that something metal there. The bar will appear there, but the metal detector won't beep. Then we have custom mode. We'll talk about this a bit later. Let's go through all of the modes what's left. So we have relics. So it looks for relics objects. As you can see, it got rid of it foil signals. So if you find a foil object, something made from that material, it won't beep. And then we have coins. So it gives only readings what coins are made from. Let's go back to custom. on the custom, what it gives you, you can customize your searches, so you can choose what metal stays on and what metal readings comes off. So for example, using the scrim section, so you move across the bar, and if you want to get rid of those metal reading, you just press eliminate button, and you can see it disappears. So if you find that metal that you eliminated, it won't give you any signals. And also what you can do, you can, same way as you deleting them, you can add them. So for example, if you don't want to find any foil objects, you just eliminate foil, and when it hits a foil object, it won't give you a beep signal that you have found a foil object. As I mentioned, the bar would still appear, but the metal detector would stay silent. What else we have on the metal detector? So we have sensitivity reading. At the moment, because we are in the house, I have on the lowest level. So like you can see, one bar is highlighted, so it means that it's on lowest as it can be possible. If I try to reduce it, it won't go any more lower. To increase it, you just need to press plus button, and it is increasing. I won't recommend to search it on full sensitivity, because it's very sensitive. Always searching outdoors, I'm using 2 bars lower from full, and to reduce it, you just press it minus. Like you can see, we increasing slowly and start picking up signals from underneath the floor. So you can see we're getting iron and foil signals. Just try to discriminate those signals. Okay, now we have eliminated those signals. As you can see, still highlighting a foil and iron objects, but you're not getting any beep signals. Okay, let's eliminate one more, and you can see it's coming up, but it's not beeping to attract you that you have found something. It just stays silent. Okay, and what's left on the right hand corner? 1 second, I will bring my sensitivity down so it won't be beeping for me. Okay, so on the right hand corner, what we have a depth. Once it hits a reading, it indicates what depth object can be. So we have 2 inches. If there is an object in 2 inches, the 2 inches will be highlighted. Then 4 inches, 6 inches, and 8 plus. So it means the object can be at 8 inch or even deeper. From the practice, what I have seen, once all is showing 8 plus, so all this is highlighted, object can also be on the top of the ground. So it might be not deeper than 8 inches, it might be just laying on the top. So keep that on your mind. Okay, we haven't talked about pinpoint button yet. I will show you practically how to use it. What else I want to tell you? So if I have increased my sensitivity, for example, to 3 bars and left a mode on jewelry, when you turn off your metal detector and turn it back on, it leaves all the options same as you have turned off the metal detector. There's also one of function what you can use. If you want to reset your metal detector, you can just press a power button and just hold it, and you hear those signals, and it means that it has resetted your metal detector to the factory mode, so it will all the options that you was using, it will get rid of it. So for example, as you can see, it increases to the sensitivity, it goes to the same as you have turned on your metal detector first time. So as you can see, if you regulate anything here, for example, add some metal readings, and now reset it, go back to the custom mode, it will go back to the original phase. Okay, let's go test metal detector on some metals, and I also will show you a pinpoint function how to use it. So for this test we'll be using a chocolate sweet paper. It is made from foil. Then we have euro money from 1 cent to euro, so we have 1, 10 and 1 euro, and then I got for the last bit a gold ring. So let's start with chocolate sweet paper, which is foil. At the moment I have my metal detector on the lowest sensitivity, so it won't pick up any metal readings that are below the floor. Okay, let's go to the paper. It's a bit hard to pick up because it's on the lowest possibility. Sorry, on the lowest sensitivity. So let's try to increase the sensitivity to 2. Okay, as you can see, it picked up a foil reading. Because the sensitivity is very low and the object is very thin, that's why it's very hard to pick up the reading. Let's go to the euro money, which is mostly are made from copper, but for example 10 cent and 1 euro is have a different mixture of metals, so the reading might be different. Let's go to 1 cent. Okay, so you can see that it picked up with 1 cent much faster than a rubbish. And it's still coming up as foil or iron. It can be showing foil or iron material if this bar comes up. Let's go to 10 cents. And because of a different material, it's coming under gold and bronze. But listen to the sound, it gives a different sound than a copper material objects. Listen to copper. And let's go to 1 euro. And it also, because of a different metal mixtures, it gives you a different signal. And for the last, let's go to the gold. And as you can see, when you find a different kind of metal, it gives you a different kind of signal. What I would recommend you, maybe before going out, test the metal detector, how it's working with different kind of metals, to know what kind of signal it gives you. So by listening to the signals, you can understand what kind of type of metal you have found. Of course, not always gives you a correct reading. It can be sometimes a bit misleading as well. I always like to search using this metal detector on all metal option, and I personally always digging up all metal that I have found as well. So for example, if it's showing iron or foil, I still would dig it up to see what kind of object I have found. Because for example, let's go back to the 10 cents. As I mentioned, it's made from a different mixture of different metals, but there is no bronze or gold metal inside the 10 cents. And as you can see, it's still coming up as gold or bronze on the metal detector. And for the last bit, what I'm gonna show you how to use a pinpoint function. So once you get a metal reading that you have found object, pressing pinpoint function, it gives you from the furthest point to the nearest part. I will lift the metal detector a little bit above because there is metal objects under the floor. It still might be showing those objects when you're using a pinpoint function because it is a bit more sensitive. So okay, we have found a metal target. Let's press pinpoint. And you can see those bars increasing from lowest to the furthest point. So if you're showing a lowest bars, it means you are far from the object. If it's increasing, you're getting closer to object. And when it's in the middle, it's showing a full bar, as I mentioned in the previous video when we have talked about coil. Okay, so that's all for videos. Good luck in your finds. Take care, bye bye.